Welcome to California Unearthed. I am with Jeremy Tuggle from the Shasta Historical Society and Dave Jungkeit with the, see if I can get this correct, Shasta Cascade Railroad Preservation Society. Correct?
Rail Preservation.
Rail. Of course I messed it up. We're at tunnel number 6 right behind us, and we are here at a historic moment. A gentleman by the name of
Ryan Rizzle Hammond with Mariah Stevens and James White
discovered a 1909 derailed freight car, and we're going to go check it out. But the one thing about this is the lake is 177 feet below the crest of Shasta Dam. It is the second lowest it has ever been. The lowest was in 1976, 1977, when it was 230 feet below the crest of the dam. It looks like a moonscape out here. It is desolate. But we will be next to the Sacramento River, so let's go check out this rail car. All right, this is rail tunnel number 6. This all should be underwater right now. And I know that it has collapsed in the middle of that tunnel, so we cannot walk through it. I could probably try, but I'm not going to. But this is what it looks like out here. This all should be underwater.
This is what the inside of the tunnel looks like at the collapse. And this is looking out to where we were just standing. These were in 2014.
We're now at the north end of tunnel number 6, not very far from where we were just at. With the building of Shasta Dam between 1938 and 1945 came the floodwaters of Shasta Lake, which engulfed a 1883 rail line, a 1917 highway, which was Highway 99, also known as Pacific Highway, multiple towns, many acres of native land, and 26 cemeteries. The 26 cemeteries contained native and non-native remains that were placed in a special cemetery in Central Valley. In 1942, the cemetery was established for the pure purpose of somewhere to place these remains to save them from the floodwaters. But today we're going to talk about railroad history. In 1872, the Central Pacific Railroad made Redding the northern terminus. It wasn't until 1883, another 10 years later, before the railroad continued north to Oregon. They were trying to decide whether they wanted to go through Shasta and then north, or go up the Sacramento River Valley. If you look at this map from 1939, you will see that the railroad goes up the Sacramento River Valley. So if you're walking the south end of the river trail from the Diesel Horse Bridge in Redding, you will be walking along the old rail line. 1939, a new Highway 99 and new railroad grade were established to make up for the lost railroad and highway that is now under the lake. This is the Sacramento River that you see here, and we'll be walking between the Sacramento River and the old 1883 rail line. So now we are just south of tunnel number 6. This is railroad tunnel and railroad trestle number 5, still in Lakehead. And if you notice, the two white concrete pillars beginning to come out of the water there on the left-hand side. When the water level's a little higher, people like to kayak through here, but now that it's this low, a lot of people are taking photographs on the railroad trestle itself. I think that'd be kind of cool. I'm not going to do it today. That would involve having to swim across there, but maybe next time. So this is more in my wheelhouse right here. This is Highway 99, old Highway 99, which should be underwater. Half of the bridge was removed in the 1990s. The marina cut it off. Who knows what happened to it, but it's the Pollock Bridge, built in 1916. Traffic was on it in 1917. This is the cutting grade here. So the picture that you see on my YouTube channel, I took here in 2014 on the bridge with my daughter standing on top of this one. But this is old Route 99. This should be underwater right now.
Historic Route Highway 99 was also known as the Pacific Highway.
Yes. That's awesome. And this is what gets me as a historian going, is seeing stuff like this and the idea that people traveled this road at one point in time. I think that's just the coolest thought and the coolest idea.
These are 3 photographs I took in 2014 of the Pollock Bridge. On the left, that is where I took the video up on that ledge.
So Jeremy has found a foundation to a building just out there by that far wet spot to the left. Definitely go check out his YouTube channel for more information on this. And then the town of Pollock is just south of here, and he believes he knows what building it is. All right, so Jeremy, where'd you bring me here?
Okay, so we are actually on the Shasta route, which was part of the California-Oregon Railroad division of the Central Pacific Railroad, later acquired by Southern Pacific. And so part of the railroad is coming out of the water here. This is Lake Shasta, Sacramento River arm. This is heading north up towards tunnel number 6. And so this is the railroad coming out, and there's actually ties and a base of a concrete semaphore structure with its electrical wiring still sticking out of the water down here. Now, a lot of this has shifted due to the high water levels, and so it's been washed out in portions. But this is the intact portion that you'll see on my YouTube channel. That I'm walking this with my friend Gabriel Lee. Shout out to Gabriel. And anyway, this has not been seen in a very long time. So when I've posted that video up on it, you can read the comments yourselves. But and those on my Facebook, social media sites, where people have said I probably found something that a lot of people have not walked or seen in years. They're absolutely right.
And that's a good point that you make. If you follow Jeremy here on YouTube, Jeremy has been out here quite a lot, and he has done a lot of work out here and a lot of videos, and he's found a lot of things out here. He's really been exploring out here. I cannot do this justice. Definitely go to Jeremy's YouTube channel. It's Jeremy Tuggle, correct?
Correct. And
watch all the videos that he's done out here. It is absolutely amazing what he has accomplished.
It's named after my blog spot, although my YouTube channel is just Jeremy Tuggle, but I call my show Exploring Shasta County History by Jeremy M. Tuggle, because it's named after my blog spot, which a lot of these videos are posted to. So I just adapted that name for my YouTube show.
Right on. Thank you, Jeremy.
All right, without further ado, let's get on to checking out the wreckage of the 1909 freight car. First of all, this is the 1939 railroad bridge just past tunnel number 6, and the freight car wreckage is behind me, not very far from tunnel number 6.
Here it is, 1909 derailed freight car. So, Jeremy, where exactly is the tracks, or where were the tracks?
The tracks are up here. You can see the rail bed up here, but when the lake is full, there's enough current to wash everything down. And so over the years it has shifted and pushed downstream into the channel. And so that's pretty much what got here. So a lot of it's been pushed down into this, but this was part of a 1909 wreckage. They were never able to determine how the wreckage actually transpired. So anyway, they came out. There was a record sent in from Dunsmuir, heading south down to this point. And that record pretty much cleared the track, and they pretty much recreated the bed after the accident happened, and just kind of pushed everything inside as well. But over the years, water flow, the increase of water rising, and the current of the Sacramento River just kind of pushed everything downhill and shifted. And that's how it's ended up here. And part of these rocks are part of that original wreckage that was either shifted after the accident or from the wrecker itself.
And it's kind of funny how they just left everything,
isn't it?
Instead
so
of
this is one of 5 cars. There were 5 cars. Original report said that there were 4 cars that had shifted into the Sacramento River channel, and later on, reports later claimed that there were 5 cars that shifted in. There was also a report of a hobo, nowadays known as a transient, riding the brake beam of the train itself, and that person actually walked away without injury. Is that because before the accident?
It could have been just as they was braking, he was braking the train, and it just locked up, and as soon as the wheel air hose broke, it just stayed put. And then, of course, going through a mess like this, it could have been, because this is not a brake rod.
we were just told that the brakes were set on this, or this gentleman could tell that the brakes were set.
Remarkable, we're finding stuff like this, uncharted in 2021.
That's going to be a lot of digging to try to get this out of here.
Here's some more.
We have quite a few people out here today checking this out. This is incredible in 2021 that we can still find treasures like this.
Uncharted treasures.
Yes, uncharted treasures, for sure.
And once again, it's not my discovery. This is Ryan Rizzle Hammond's discovery.
Yep.
018820 on the wheel. Lots of wood. We're going to be looking at data. That's probably what that is.
Okay. So it wasn't the brake beam that the hobo rode on?
What's that?
It wasn't the brake beam that the hobo sat on. That'd be remarkable.
Is that actually upside down or is that right side up?
It's upside down.
Upside down?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's no way that a hobo would be riding right there, right?
Because all your brake rigging is usually on this period is on the bottom. Just a strange casting on that side truck.
Never seen anything like it.
Normally, this piece here is separate from that stuff.
That's the other wheel right there.
The wheel, the big wheel underneath here.
Huh?
The wheel, the bigger wheel is right here too.
Mm-hmm.
Got a feed.
On the end of the bearing journal, they have the bearing, or actually itself, it's got a date. That's how we're going to fire was made. So here's the filter. Casting is not like this one here is, with just a thin piece in the middle. It's actually a box, underneath the box.
Okay. How old would you say this rail car dates?
Right now, I'm not certain. It can't go. Could be late 1800s, early 1900s.
Wow. I would imagine with it being a 1909 freight train wreck.
Yeah.
March 27th, 1909.
Did you find out what locomotive did you say? Did you find out?
The engine number was 221.
Okay, the one that I found was 222. And
Okay.
it ran from Red Bluff to Dunsmere. It was the one that runs it.
Okay.
So, I gotta check you on the book.
Now, Ryan, he was online on eBay and he found actual photos of a locomotive with numbers 221 on it, on the boiler plate.
Yeah, it's on the Rails Under the Shadows.
Okay.
And that's right there.
All right.
And then there they do also talk about, I believe, one just wreck a little bit. And that's a lot of weight right there. You can't just reach down and pick it up. In fact, when we moved, we got that boxcar out there at our site. That was built in 1914.
Oh, wow.
And the wheels are different than this because they changed it. It was retired in 1983, and they put a standard 1940 struck on it.
For the way it's landed on its back, because the car's turned upside down, right? So it's the way it's sitting now. Let me say, the way it's sitting now. Would you say the other wheel is still intact but laying flat?
Oh yeah, it's still,
underneath the?
If you follow this line straight out underneath that boulder, you'd probably
It's
find
still
it.
there, but probably laying
Yeah, you
flat.
could probably follow the two wheels. That one going that way, and then that one where its right foot's on, and they kind of follow out a perpendicular.
If you ran
You
them
could
straight
probably
down
figure
here,
out where it
straight
is.
back there.
So it's probably under this big cupola right here.
If you were to take a tape and measure from this wheel to that wheel, and you could do the same here and know exactly where it's at.
Okay. And in your opinion, would the cargo it was hauling still be underneath?
Okay.
It's a possibility. If it was railroad ties, they may have just left it. If it could have been anything else, they might have left it too, because like you say, there was 5 cars left and they were back into service in a few hours. So they didn't do a thing here, so you could have 5 cars still starting here. And when a car is derailed, a lot of times they'll jackknife one against the other and they'll pile up. Even today's cars do that.
Okay.
And you could, just find them right here.
And do you think there's any more in this area from your?
Could be.
There could be.
Because I don't think this would has traveled that far because these things weigh so much.
Wow.
And that's probably the original ground underneath where it rested. And once you get a car rolling, they're easy to get, because we used to use got a deal called a car motor. And one man can get a whole car loaded moving. That's an old saying, once in motion tends to stay in motion.
Right.
As long as you don't have a rusted wheel.
And again, you're still mind blown by this discovery being here.
What really interests me is the castings and stuff, the way it is casted. I want to find out which truck it was and where it came from.
Because you're being filmed on camera right now, can you kind of just go through, revise to us what some of the parts here on this car and what it is that we're looking at?
Okay, basically, this is the bottom of the bolster, the big part of the bolster, where the train wheels pivot on the car in the center, which would have a kingpin holding it in place. And that's all, just a pin that's big around. And a lot of times they just, some were pinned, some weren't. And when they derail the train, the wheel makes a flying sometimes. A main line like this, we have
On the right one.
of course, you got your wheels, your axles, your bearing housing, which has what they call a plain bearing. It's made of bronze. And it sits on the top of the axle. And on the bottom inside, which is still here, inside right here, it's like what they call, it's what they use for lubricant, to hold the lubricant.
Oh, really?
And it's the old mop.
Wow.
And, material muffler, but it was stitched together. And they use that to clear up into the 40s and stuff when they started change to bearings, roller bearings. And it's still in there. It's surprising.
And then this is your wheel here.
Here's your wheel. This is your brake assembly. This is your brake rigging here. And this is your brake rod here.
Wow.
Which is identical on this side, except the opposite direction. Some of them, I don't think this one did, not telling you for sure, usually had chains hanging down from the car frame, this main outside sill, and hooked onto the truck. So if it did try to pop off the rail and jackknife, the wheel wouldn't be spinning around. It would just go so far and then that's it. They wouldn't lose it.
Wow.
And a lot of old locomotive tenders were that way.
And how big do you think this car is? How big were the freight cars back then?
The freight cars were a little over 8 to 9 feet wide, and roughly about anywhere from 24 to 30 feet long. But back then, this could have had a Lincoln pin, what's called Lincoln pin coupler. But they were switching in the late 1880s to a locking coupler like we have today. Those dates interest me. Like I said, the casting number can tell me what, well, plus the name of the foundry is right there. What we gotta do is look up, because there's a whole listing of car manufacturers that gives a listing of who made them.
That L piece shape that's right there with the rock on it?
This one?
Yeah. And what is, what?
That's a good question. I'm not sure. That could be just a piece that's laying on top of it. This could be part of the car.
Gotcha.
Oh, you can see here, of course, like I say, your brake shoes here. These brake shoes are only held with a pin.
Wow.
On the other side, there's actually just a strap about that wide. It's got an L shape, and it goes down, and usually comes out. Yeah, there's.
Oh, there it is.
There it is right there.
Wow.
What that is just a flat bar, and it's still in use today. The same method, because you just pull that out, this shoe assembly comes out, you slap another one in, you drop the pin, and you're ready to go again.
Wow. That's amazing. That's still, that wasn't knocked out.
It's something the aircraft industry, if it works, don't mess with it.
Right. Wow. And so, anything else? That looks like the same over here.
All right. You can see here, you got two bolts coming through here, and this nut is actually, looks like it's welded. It could be in the casting, the bolt part, or the nut part. It's great it's on this side only, and not on this side too. Which could have been a bracket to help support the brake rod. That's what it looks. There's a bracket, one of the brackets right there.
Okay. This is all fascinating. I appreciate you going over each of the car's functions with us and pieces of the car.
Look here, it's been twisted.
Oh, yeah.
That rod rode on the inside of it.
Okay. You're right, it was twisted.
Yeah.
The accident. Dave, your knowledge is incredible. Thank you so much.
We talk airplanes too. 20 years in the Air Force, and 4.5 of that was restoring warbirds.
You know of any airplane locations that sunk down to the lake here? We could go find it.
You know, well, they wanted me to take a leave of the absence from here to go to.
So Dave at the Shasta Cascade Rail Preservation Society was just telling us that there may be more than one car here. There may be some others buried out here.
What do you got there?
since there was 5 cars that derailed in 1909, so there may be other ones out here.
Really? Hey, Danny, did you buy that metal detector?
Not yet.
So the light's changing, it's getting later into the day, and he came back and he noticed something new, and that's what he's kind of scraping around the edges to look at, and he's soon going to tell us what this is. Oh, I see the lettering.
Yeah.
Marshall O.W.
And somebody.
Excuse me, Robert. Marshall O.W. and something. Wow, I want a shot of that. Good eye, Dave.
Here's a railroad tie just off of the wreckage right here. So we're not very far from there. This may be another part of another car. Looks like a pipe of some sort, but there'd be no reason why they'd have piping out here. So I'm assuming, along with Jeremy and Dave, that this may be another part to another car, possibly. And that's just up the hill from the wreckage. Either that or it's a piece off of that car.
He's saying that could be the other car. Yeah, 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do we have here?
This is the old telegraph pole. You had your, usually they had a man that's qualified in Morse code. He'd climb up this pole, clip into the wires, and just start sending the signal. If the train broke down or whatever. As they went on, as you know, the old concrete phone booths is what they switched to. And those had crank phone booths.
Okay.
I've got one.
Oh, wow. How cool.
And then they put the old cat batteries around them.
Gotcha.
They put them in and used it in a power system.
And so this was the utility pole system going up on the Shasta route. And what it was used for was to send telegrams or telegraphs to the next depot or stage stop. And so if you had something, say, like a boulder blocking your way on a part of a track, you'd be able to send a telegram to the next station, say, hey, we need a record to clear this out. That's how they would do it.
Now, didn't...
Or even a train wreck. A train wreck like this one that we're standing on.
If you look, it's pretty well straight line.
And it is a straight line like Dave was saying, because, Robert, if you film up going south.
South, yep.
Okay.
There's the wreckage right there.
There's a car. I'm saying that right here could be a secondary car, freight car, right here. A third one is further up north, where my family's at, up there. And you see Carson and Leah and my friend Danny up there.
Now, didn't you say you found some cable right around here?
I did, and that's going to be the cable that's sticking out. I'll show that today. We'll get this on camera a little bit later on, but that'll be to the south of us.
Oh, okay.
So,
all right, this is a telegraph wire from the poles that we just saw. Look at that.
and then here's another tie, railroad tie.
And there's another railroad tie, another one from the one we saw earlier.
and look at the end of those ties and see if you can see a round-headed nail with 2 numbers on it.
Round ridge nail.
All right. We're exploring here.
Oh, thank you.
Now, while you're looking at that, Jeremy, you have found old railroad spikes and new railroad spikes throughout here, correct?
Correct. We found the old railroad spikes with the modern spikes, which came off the 1939 railroad bridge above us. So that's why you got old versus the new here in one spot.
And how do you know the difference?
Well, they're cleaner for one. So that's the only other way. And plus, usually on the end of the spikes, they usually have a number on them, and these had 8 in them. Something sharp here. It's just rock, probably. Knowing my luck. Yeah, it's a rock. Well, maybe I'll have Dave come on up and take a look. I don't see any nails, but maybe you might.
What's that?
I don't see any nails here, but you might.
It would be right in the middle. If not there, they'd put them on the top within this area here because your spikes right in there.
Okay. So. Yeah, I'm not gonna try. Maybe with another shovel.
It's like Southern Pacific, they could tell if it was their tires or not because they had a hay weld on to it and they'd hit it,
Oh, okay.
smack it right in the end. But what they do is they just replace every so often. So
Now-
they'd go by and say, all right, this is when these tires were replaced. We need to replace them again.
Got you.
Depending on the date.
Now, in my video that I filmed of this, you see me. I'm showing you on film a can that's nicely preserved in the wall here, and I don't know where that can is now. I don't see it. So.
All right, what'd you say, Jeremy?
Okay, so we just came from what could possibly be we know for one is the main car, and then the one beam sticking out, we might believe there might be a second car there. This beam that's sticking out is part of the same freight car system that they had running here, like you saw early on in the video with the original car there. Rigging, thank you. And so this, Dave is saying that there might be another car, a third one, still intact right here, possibly. Marked by this pole, this beam, this rod.
Wow.
Right?
So we got 2 more to find.
That's right. In your expertise, we'll call that, not opinion, but expertise, you're saying this is called a what?
This is a portal for water drain.
Okay, portal. Well, okay, so culvert.
So when the water collected on the other side of
Right.
the rail, it would come down into one over on that side and drain through this side and into the river.
Right. So pretty much culvert, but you used another term. You said curvy.
A portal.
Oh, what were you?
That's the opening of a tunnel.
Curbing.
Kirby.
Kirby,
Gotcha.
yes.
Sorry, I couldn't hear. I apologize. I apologize, man. All the excitement going around. So, in other words, yeah, this is a culvert.
It's a culvert, yeah. Or part the opening, or the end of the culvert.
Well,
And they, like I said, they use square culverts then.
I'm wondering from where though. Where would the
Probably be the other side.
other? Okay.
Yeah. I'm surprised. I'd be looking here and trying to see if there's something, but it may have washed out.
Well, you can see how far down we are underwater, or supposed to be underwater. The Sacramento River is just ahead of us here, and the river has carved out that gully. It is a barren landscape out here. And the thing about it is people drop things out of their boats all the time. Sunglasses, keys, wallets, watches. And sometimes you find just odd metal things out and about. Possibly part of a houseboat. Last seen 2014. Who knows when we'll see this again.
As of right now, it's currently all-time second low on record. As of today, it was 889.42 feet, surpassing 2014's total of 889.49 feet.
In 1976, 1977, it was 230 feet below the crest of Shasta Dam. Today it is 177 feet below the crest of Shasta Dam. And Shasta Dam itself is 600 feet tall on one end, and I believe the lake is 518 feet deep at the dam. All right, that's it for this adventure of California Unearthed. Right behind me is Jeremy. I want to say thank you very, very much, Jeremy. Appreciate it. So smash the like button. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Go follow Jeremy Tuggle at his YouTube channel and also his blog, which is Exploring Shasta County. Go check him out and definitely check out his YouTube stuff. He's done a lot of videos out here, a whole lot more than I have, and I've gotten a lot of information from him, so he's doing an amazing job out here.
And
Once
guys,
again, thank you, Jeremy.
I just want to say that's Exploring Shasta County History by Jeremy Tuggle at Google Blogspot. That's Dave Jungkeit right behind me. And so shout out to Shasta Cascade Rail Preservation Society. Add them if you haven't. Look for them on Facebook. And stay tuned.
That's it, guys. Let's go exploring. What's wrong? Are we stuck in mud?
It's really bad.
The hazards of exploring Shasta Lake. What some people do for their history.
Yeah, but at least I got out.
Look who's laughing.
I got out.
All right, so this is going to be part of the blooper reels.